Arsenal Fan TV with Bully. What can I say? It's freezing cold here, and well, not a very good performance.
Well, it doesn't help when you've got a referee that's blatantly cheating. Like the law of averages says you'll get more than 1 in 17 results. Like, okay, give the penalty in the first few minutes, but there was no way that was a sending off. And he then gets to the point where our players are that afraid to put in a challenge, because every time they put in a challenge, he's going to book them. Mike Dean should never be allowed to referee, and he should be investigated, right? Because there's no way that you can have that many results unless it's being fixed.
It really killed the game, didn't it? I mean, it's really hard for me to tell from where I was sitting sort of at the other end, near a clock end, but sending off after 5-10 minutes, I mean, that just killed it.
Yeah, definitely. And he does that every time. And the only one that he hasn't done is when we played Tottenham. Like, whether he's got a thing against Tottenham, I don't know. Like, but,
he doesn't like North London.
He doesn't like us at all, and it's too blatant now. I've heard even from the cameramen, even the commentator said how much he spoiled it and ruined the game, and that. And it's about time he got investigated.
The only thing though, Bully, did our players in that first half, all right, I think in the second half there was a bit more fight in them, but in the first half, did they seem... They seem to feel a bit too sorry for themselves after that sending off.
He made them too scared to actually challenge, because they know what it's like. Every game now, with him in charge, he does something stupid at the beginning, and then it scares our players from actually trying to play their game. It's almost deliberate. I'd like to see what his bank balance is saying today, because I reckon he's been paid for that result.
You really ain't happy with the referee today?
Mike Dean, I tell you, the sooner he gets stopped refereeing, the better. And he should never be allowed to referee another one of our games, because it's too blatant that he's deliberately doing it.
Well, let's go back on the game, because obviously, you know, that did change the game. Were you pleased in the second half with a bit more fight in the team?
Yeah, we had a bit more fight. I'm not sure whether Diaby was the right person to bring in and chuck him in for his first game against City. We should have let him build up to it a little bit, in the same way as we did with Jack. Throwing him in against City was too much for his first game back, really. All right, I know he played midweek behind closed doors for West Brom, but he needs to have a few more games under his belt. He lacked a little bit in the middle, and we got a bit better when he went off and Giroud come on, and we could have had a goal, but it just wasn't going to be our day today.
Game was, like you said, game was kind of killed off.
Yeah, the ref seemed to try and make it even by sending one of their players off like 10 minutes from the end. Like, oh, so I've evened it up now.
Well, it's a defeat, 2-0, not good, but I mean, can we kick on from this? I mean, we've still got games coming up. We've got we've got Swansea coming up in the FA Cup. That's again now a very important game, because we need to stay in this competition.
Oh, definitely. We need to show some fight, and hopefully he's not refereeing the game on Wednesday night, because otherwise I might as well go and put a bet on Mike Dean spoiling the game. We've got to kick on, and we've got to show a bit more fight. But problem is, every time we put a challenge in today, he was getting a card out, and that puts our players off of their stride, and he completely spoiled the game today. It was more about the Mike Dean show than it was about a football match.
Now, like I said, Wednesday we got that game, and then next week away at Chelsea. Now we've got some very tough games coming up, very tough month. We've got West Ham after that, then Liverpool, very big games. Do you think we can get enough out of these games this month to keep us still in the hunt for this top 4?
I think we can, but we've got to try and work hard at it and work for each other, and help each other get back and face and close them down, not actually stand off of them and allow them to run around the park. We've got to close them down and be tougher.
Now, that squad that's there, is that good enough to get us into the top 4, or do we need? I mean, transfer window now, we're about nearly halfway in by the end, as you know, as we're getting into this week. Do we need to add players to this squad, or is that squad that's there good enough to get us into the top 4?
Well, Arsene thought the squad is strong enough.
But they're all saying bully for manager now, so I'm asking you, is that squad, do we need to add?
Well, they should be good enough, but like I said before, it's their attitude and their application that's lacking a lot of the time. But it doesn't help when you get the decisions like we had against us today. That automatically knocks their confidence and stops them from playing their best game. But they are good enough. They've just got to really believe in it themselves and really try and kick on and all support each other.
So you're hopeful for the upcoming games?
Oh yeah, I'm hopeful. Hopefully this will be the kick up the backside that they need to spur them on.